Today's story is sponsored by Beach Team Gymnastics. Good morning, thanks for watching Living Local. We are back here at Beach Team Gymnastics, formerly Terry and Dawn's, and I'm chatting with Shannon again. How are you doing?
Great, thank you. How are you?
I'm great, I don't have the little one with me today, which is great because we can chat all about lots of different stuff without her in the background.
Well, don't tell her that you came here. She'll be
I know,
very
she'll
mad.
be very jealous for sure, especially with her new bestie, Shannon. So let's start with socialization. I mean, this is a big thing for all ages, but especially with the little ones, right?
It is. There's not a lot of opportunity when they're like 8 months old to 18 months. There's no real school. I mean, there's like Mother's Morning Out here and there,
right.
But to get into a situation where they can move within, without restrictions and get to know people, so you can kind of see how they react right away with others.
And when do those classes start?
8 months to 18 months.
8 months, crazy.
So that they can move and pull up and climb and explore. That way they can feel different textures and jumping around.
And then, you and I were also chatting about being coachable and what that means. What were you saying about people kind of asking if people are coachable?
Being coachable is learned behavior from a very young age. It includes social skills, adapting and talking and being able to conduct yourself the proper way in a social situation. It also, do you follow directions? Can they adapt to change? Do they know when, this?
Well, and getting them used to taking that correction and developing, in a sense, a little bit of thick skin so that their feelings aren't hurt every time they get some sort of correction in life. And so now we're going to chat with Mr. Brian kind of about how these life skills affect the older crew.
I think that'll be great.
So I am back here chatting with Brian. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm glad to be chatting with you again.
Yes.
Shannon and I were just talking about all the many life skills that gymnastics gives to these girls and guys. And, we were talking about being coachable for the little ones. And how does that translate over to kind of the older competition side of things?
Well, being coachable pretty much translates to everything you do in life.
Yeah.
So we tell our kids all the time, no matter how difficult it is, no matter what situation it is, make sure that you're listening to your coach, make sure you're hearing what they're saying. You're not going to always understand, but be receptive.
Sure.
And when you are doing that and learning that through sports, because especially for gymnastics, it's a sport where fear dominates.
I can see that.
It really does change the way, especially when they're young, how they approach anything they do.
I love that.
So a lot of parents will say, and I will hear a lot, oh, my kid is an honor roll student, and those things, that's not her. It's like, yeah, that's easy for her. Mm-hmm. Once the challenge comes in, then you have to ask yourself, how is the child reacting then? Mm-hmm. And sometimes, especially when you're going through it, you can see a teammate get a skill that you've been working forever to get, and they got it like in 5 minutes.
Right.
And then you can start beating yourself up and going, I must not be good enough then. She's so much better than me, I'll never get it. It's like, no, that's not what it is. Sometimes you just have a different thing you're good at. Mm-hmm. And you just have to work to find it. Some of my kids just do not back tumble very well, but they're insanely good front tumbler. Mm-hmm. So what we want to do is we want to work towards their strengths.
Sure.
If we can get your focus on your strengths, and yes, we want to work on our weaknesses because we don't want our weaknesses to weigh us down, but we always want to attempt it. But we don't want to keep fighting against the river. If the river is saying you're going this way, and you're like, no, I'm not, I'm going to go this way. It's like, well, it's trying to tell you this is what you're good at.
Yeah.
Let's work towards that. As a coach and a choreographer, that's the thing I do. It's like, if this is not working, what's going to work for you?
Yeah.
And to build that confidence, to let them know, oh, that's my value. That's my work. That's where I have value. I may not be able to do what somebody else does, but I understand this is who I am. I have confidence in doing that. When I walk out the door, when I go anywhere, it doesn't matter what anybody else says, I know what I'm capable of doing.
So is it too late for my age to join this?
Honestly, I
need to be a part of this now.
It's like I hear people all the time sometimes decide they want to get in it just for whatever reason they want to. Maybe I just want to get fit. Maybe I want to see if I can do some of the stuff I did before.
Right.
Maybe I can do whatever you feel as if can motivate you to try to get out of that box that you're comfortable in. Do it. There's no reason you can't.
This guy's awesome. Thank you so much, Brian, for chatting with us.
No problem.
Folks, you can visit the information on your screen if you'd like to learn more. Thanks so much for watching Living Local today. We'll be right back. Today's story is sponsored by Beach Team Gymnastics.